If you had to drink only one for the rest of your life, which would you choose? Classic green tea or the modern phenomenon, matcha? The answer to that question is far more complex than you might think. Today, we'll compare these two powerful drinks from every angle, backing it all up with science. Our goal isn't to tell you which one is better, but to offer a neutral perspective on which might be a better fit for you. Green tea and matcha are technically products of the same plant, Camellia sinensis. However, striking differences in their production processes lead to huge changes in their nutritional profiles and how they affect our bodies. Understanding this difference is the first step toward making the right choice for your health goals. Traditional green tea is made by harvesting, withering, and then heat-treating the leaves to prevent oxidation. This process preserves valuable compounds, but some can be lost. In the end, you're only consuming the parts of the leaves that infuse into the water. Matcha, on the other hand, requires a much more special procedure. Weeks before harvest, the tea plants are grown in the shade. This technique limits photosynthesis, which increases the concentration of chlorophyll and amino acids, especially L-theanine in the leaves. This careful cultivation naturally makes matcha a much more expensive product than traditional green tea, which can be a significant barrier to accessibility. Another challenge is the risk of encountering low-quality, artificially colored or impure matcha powders on the market. Sourcing from a reliable and trustworthy supplier becomes much more critical with matcha. For some, the flavor profile of traditional green tea can be a hurdle, as its slightly bitter or astringent taste can take some getting used to. While matcha's smoother, umami-rich flavor is often preferred, its preparation method and thicker texture can be challenging for some consumers. Both drinks contain caffeine, which in sensitive individuals can lead to issues like insomnia, restlessness, or stomach discomfort. For this reason, consumption should be adjusted to suit each individual. Finally, there's so much exaggerated health information on the market that it's difficult for viewers to find evidence-based scientific facts. Today, we're going to clarify exactly that. Let's start with a basic comparison of antioxidants. Both teas are packed with powerful antioxidants, especially catechins. However, because you consume the entire leaf with matcha, it has a significantly higher concentration of antioxidants compared to brewed green tea. For example, matcha is on average 3 times richer in AGCG, epigallocatechin gallate, one of the most potent antioxidants, than a quality cup of brewed green tea. This means you're getting far more nutrients for the same amount of liquid. The caffeine content is one of the biggest differences. While a cup of brewed green tea contains about 20 to 30 milligrams of caffeine, a cup of matcha, prepared with 1 teaspoon of powder, can have around 70 milligrams. This makes matcha a more effective choice for a morning energy boost, but a warning sign for caffeine-sensitive people. However, a major advantage of matcha is that it contains a high amount of L-theanine alongside this caffeine. L-theanine is an amino acid that calms the mind, improves focus, and balances the negative side effect of caffeine, such as jitters. Together, these two work to provide a state of calm alertness and sustainable energy. Brewed green tea also contains L-theanine, but the concentration is not as high as in matcha. Its soothing effect is still supported by scientific studies. When it comes to heart health, there is strong evidence that both types of tea can help support healthy blood pressure and LDL, bad cholesterol levels. Research suggests that regular green tea consumption may have a positive effect on reducing the risk of cardiovascular disease. In terms of metabolism and weight management, both are valuable. Their content of catechins and caffeine can slightly increase metabolism and support fat oxidation, which can aid in weight management. However, given its higher antioxidant content, matcha appears to have a slight theoretical advantage in this area. So, how do we summarize all this data? The answer to which one is healthier depends on what healthy means to you. If your goal is to add a high dose of antioxidants and a calm energy to your daily life, matcha is the clear winner. Because you consume the whole leaf, your nutrient intake is maximized. It's a fantastic choice before yoga, meditation, or work that requires long-term focus. However, if you're looking for a lighter, lower caffeine, and more accessible drink, traditional green tea is still a wonderful option. Consuming a few cups a day can provide powerful antioxidant and heart health benefits. Economic factors can also be a critical part of your decision. Consistently drinking quality matcha can be a significant budget commitment compared to traditional green tea, which makes it less sustainable for everyone. Flavor preference shouldn't be overlooked either. Matcha's intense, earthy taste may not appeal to everyone. Traditional green tea's lighter profile, on the other hand, appeals to a wider audience. Caffeine sensitivity is a highly personal issue. If your tolerance to caffeine is low, the high caffeine content of matcha can be a disadvantage for you. In this case, lower caffeine green tea varieties would be a much wiser choice. The most important point to remember is this: no single superfood can compensate for a poor diet. Both green tea and matcha are valuable when added to a balanced diet and a healthy lifestyle. This isn't a competition. Both drinks have their own merits. While matcha is technically more nutrient-dense, the accessibility, affordability, and lightness of traditional green tea make it indispensable for millions of people. In summary, the choice between green tea and matcha is personal. If your goal is maximum nutrient intake and caffeine is not an issue for you, matcha can be an excellent investment. But if you're looking for a more balanced, sustainable, and affordable approach, you should never give up on traditional green tea. You don't have to choose between them. Perhaps the ideal strategy is to use these two wonderful drinks in a balanced way in your life. Matcha for morning energy, and traditional green tea for hydration and antioxidant intake throughout the day. This will allow you to experience the best of both worlds. So, what do you think about these two? Which one do you prefer and why? Share your experiences and thoughts in the comments below, and let's continue this important conversation together.